Here's a myth. Having an insurance agent costs you more money. The truth? An Allstate agent can save you a bundle by helping you get all of the discounts you deserve. Discounts for safe driving, anti-lock brakes, owning a new car, paying electronically, having more than one policy, and more. All told, the Good Hands offer more than 30 different car and home insurance discounts.
Give the Rutherford Agency a call today.
Hi, I'm Wallace Cunningham, Director of Multicultural Outreach with AARP South Carolina. I am here to let you know that AARP is about promoting positive social change, the kind of social change that benefits everyone, especially those persons 50 plus and their families. AARP wants everyone to have a high quality of life. For more information, give us a call at 803-765-7376 or visit our website at aarp.org.
Hi, and welcome to this edition of MyMetroTV.com. I'm Frederick Knight. Thank you for joining us this morning. Got a great show on tap for you. Coming up on this morning's show, Governor Nikki Hailey handed out report cards. Several of the legislators didn't do too well. Michael Bailey has that story for us. Also on the way, hometown anchor makes good. Craig Melvin stops by. We'll let you know what he's up to when he stepped into the J School over at USC this week. Also on the way, we've got that Power of Praise TV.com inspirational video of the week, the MyMetroTV.com movie minute, and more. Coming up on this morning's edition of MyMetroTV.com. Daybreak, first stop to the rest of the weekend.
125 members make up the House of Representatives. 46 members make up the State Senate. Collectively, these 171 men and women make up South Carolina General Assembly. They are elected from single-member districts to read, write, and pass legislation that benefits the constituents in their respective districts and the state. Earlier this week, Governor Nikki Hailey released her 2011 legislative report card in which she graded legislators on how they voted on pieces of legislation that she deemed important to her legislative agenda. I had the opportunity to catch up with several legislators who received failing grades. By the governor releasing this legislative report card, what type of message do you feel that it sends to the public when she's grading legislators based on how well they voted on her legislative agenda?
Well, I think that it would be a whole lot better if the governor was out trying to get jobs for this state instead of worried about whether her legislative agenda is being met. I think that last time I was elected for the people to make sure that they and their agenda was met. You know, it's got to be a thing up here now. Every organization, Department of Commerce, Chamber of Commerce, every organization, the Chamber of Commerce, BIPEC, all these groups up here, they come up here and put out their scorecard. And, you know, their scorecard doesn't mean anything to me. It's the people back home and their agenda. And you vote against something or for something for various reasons. Sorry that the governor felt to give me a D, but I think the people of my district and the people of this state was benefited by the votes that I've taken up here, and to grade any legislator up here, to grade any legislator up here on a 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 votes in a situation like this for the entire legislative session is childish. And you know, and then not accept the fact that the legislature probably should grade her. And if they grade her on much more than just this. I think that she would probably receive a failing grade. And I from what I'm hearing from people, they think this is a childish political ploy. And, you know, we got to get out the campaign mode. Let's get into governing. Let's get into doing something good for the people of South Carolina and do something about unemployment, do something about immigration, do something about public safety. Let's get in there and clean up our government.
Despite a majority of Democratic legislators in both the House and the Senate receiving failing grades, there were, however, a few Democrats who received a passing grade from the governor. Representative Neal, in your opinion, what does it say about Democratic legislators who might have got a, say, passing grade from the governor?
I think it says that they bought into much of her agenda. I think it says that there are some questions that need to be asked about why. And those questions should be asked by their constituents, not by me.
And what type of impact does a document like this have in the legislature?
Not much. The reality is that this is not that's not a good way to win friends and influence legislators, in my view. The reality is that there are no surprises in that. This is a very partisan legislature, fairly deep divides between Democrats and Republicans. And as a result, we all knew who was going to pass and who was going to fail. The reality is that those who voted for the governor's agenda got an A. Those of us who disagreed or dared to disagree got an F. I think that good governance is about not just walking in lockstep, but questioning and challenging and proposing better ideas. And that's kind of where we are right now in South Carolina. Those of us who are the loyal opposition will continue to do just that.
So tell us, by grading a legislature, giving them an F, what type of, what does that do to foster bipartisan relations? Do you think it's helpful or harmful?
It's not helpful. You know, there are those who will be fairly resentful of that. There are others who will find it funny, and yet still others who will wear it as a badge of honor. So I don't see it as being a real tool. It's more PR than it is anything else. It's a campaign tool. It's a campaign gimmick. It has no real basis in reality here. Our next step is to continue to try and build bridges and bipartisan compromise around issues. And I underscore try. If that fails, then the only position we have left is to stand on principle and fight for what we believe to be right and fair and just.
Former local TV anchor Craig Melvin was the guest speaker at the USC J School Lecture Series this past week. Melvin, a Columbia native and former Columbia TV anchor, had recently left the state to work at the Washington, D.C. NBC affiliate before being tapped to anchor for MSNBC and report for the NBC network. Melvin pointed out how the news business, internet, and smartphone technology have collided to create the emerging way we now view news.
Overload. So what happens to your traditional newscast? Well, you do one of two things. You either adapt or you cease to exist. There are those who remain nameless who are convinced that the traditional evening newscast will probably cease to exist sometime in the not so distant future, because it has become increasingly difficult for us to compete. All of that, the technology coupled with you guys. Our parents watched the news, enjoyed it. It was part of their ritual. They felt, some of them, obligated to do it. What do we watch? Anyone know what the #1 rated show was last season? Season before that? It wasn't Dateline. It wasn't 60 Minutes. It was American Idol. And generally, the top shows, night in, night out, they are not shows that if they were recorded and put into a time capsule and 200 years later Martians landed and pulled the time capsule out and looked at the shows, they're not shows that we would collectively be proud of. Viewer tastes have changed dramatically. So as an industry, what do? You either change to meet viewer tastes, or you cease to exist, or you don't make as much money as you did. So what we have seen over the past 5 or 10 years is we've seen traditional news sites and newspapers as well, and again, newspapers, I think, would be a separate lecture. You've seen them try to do this, try to push the information to our smartphones, try to push the information to our iPads, and all of it in an attempt to regain any sort of modicum of success that we had 20 or 30 years ago, where Randy Covington was printing money in his office because everyone was watching news. You could put up color bars. My God, if the color bars came on right before the Cosby Show, watch out. Those days have passed, and they've passed never to return. So what does that mean for the future?
Melvin made it clear that the future is now. We wish Craig Melvin continued success. And we'd like to congratulate our mayor. He made the top 100 on the Roots.com list as the most influential African Americans in the country. Mayor Benjamin comes in at number 46. Congratulations, Mayor. Still to come, we've got that MyMetroTV.com movie minute, plus that PowerOfPraiseTV.com inspirational video of the week, and we'll take a look at some of the things going on in and around the Metro. When MyMetroTV.com Daybreak, first stop to the rest of the weekend continues. Comedian and co-host of The View, Sherry Shepherd, discusses the importance of good dental hygiene and how it affects self-esteem.
I don't get involved with many things. When I do, I'm pretty passionate about it. So I decided to get involved with Oral-B's Powerful Moments of Truth campaign because I'm really, really passionate, and I really want to inspire other people to use power toothbrushes. I want to inspire other people to take control of their oral health, because I don't think a lot of people realize your oral health is like a gateway to everything. It affects so many different issues in your life, your relationships, your self-esteem, your health. If you can't smile, if you feel your smile is off or your teeth are not together, you can't be who you're supposed to be. You can't enjoy life. So I'm so passionate. I love life. I love to smile. I want other people to be able to smile. I want other people to take control of their oral health. It's really simple. It's really easy. That's why I got on the power toothbrush train, and I think everybody else can too. I think they'd like to do it. I think once you get on, you don't want to get off. My powerful moment of truth was when I first pushed that on button to my power toothbrush. When I had my Oral-B power toothbrush and I pushed that on button, the power almost knocked me out of the room. I started brushing my teeth, and then I realized, wow, this is so much easier than using a manual toothbrush. I don't even know how I used a manual toothbrush for as long as I did. I don't want to see a manual toothbrush for as long as I live. I love how easy it is to use my power toothbrush. I love the fact that when I use my Oral-B toothbrush, if I'm brushing my teeth too hard, it will stop. So it's really kind of showing me, it's reteaching me how to brush my teeth. I love the fact that I can go in the bathroom and I'm bonding with my husband because he also uses the Oral-B power toothbrush. So we have that moment in the mornings where we can share and we can talk about what's going on in the day, and we finish it up at night, brushing our teeth together. So that's a nice bonding moment. Also, another powerful moment of truth that I had was, wow, I can do this with my son. The same thing that I'm doing with my husband, I can do this with my son. We brush our teeth together. We both have our Oral-B power toothbrushes, and we both brush our teeth together. He looks forward to it. He looks forward to being with mommy. He looks forward to brushing his teeth. So I killed two birds with one stone. And I just love the fact that my dentist can tell that my teeth are different. So when I sat in the chair, last week I went to the dentist's office. I didn't think he was going to be able to tell, but he said, "You've been doing something different with the way you're brushing your teeth." And I said, "Yeah." So my dentist can tell as well. So I see using an Oral-B Power toothbrush has made a big difference in my life. You know, a viewer can share their powerful moment of truth by uploading their video to the Oral-B website. So I have my video on the Oral-B website where I shared how I came to use a power toothbrush versus a manual one. And I think my video is pretty funny. So you can upload a video of your own to the Oral-B website and share how using a power toothbrush has changed your life, how your dentist is, what has he said about you using a power toothbrush. Just whatever story you have, we'd love to see it.